You continued to grind up the herbs in the mortar and pestle. Apparently, Otsu wanted you to brew some warm tea that helped treat hypothermia. You were kind of worried for your lover's crossed out Kojiro's safety. The thought of him soaking in a pool of icy cold water, for 10 minutes straight sound like it was too extreme. The previous participants never had to undergo the tests Otsu had for Kojiro. Maybe it was because she knew Kojiro would need a tougher challenge since he's an exceptional warrior and has far more capable than most. But still, Flame Hasha are not. Kojiro is still human. You were still a little flustered by the kiss you and Kojiro shared, and the imagine of his shirtless form will forever be engraved in your memory. Seriously, you knew he was hot, but not that hot. You couldn't help the feeling of his muscular form, and his heaving chest against you. To have him so close to you, asking for a kiss, made you feel all kinds of sensations. Your lips still tingled from your previous kiss as your face grew hot like an oven while your grip on the pestle tightened. The more you tried not to think about it, the worse it got as you gritted your teeth in annoyance. Stupid Kojo, curse his sexiness. How dare he make me feel this way? You inwardly thought, groaning under your breath as you gripped the pestle and grinded the herbs together. Is this what sexual frustration feels like? You know, if you keep this up, you'll break the mortar. You nearly shrieked upon hearing Otsu's voice behind you, making you almost drop the bowl again. God, Obi-chan, don't do that again, you said, placing your hand over your rapidly beating heart. Seriously, for an old woman, she's quite stealthy. Otsu examined you intently, not noting how flustered your face is, and how nervous you seemed. She didn't need to be a genius to know what was up. Young Rengoku has gotten you hot and bothered, eh? She grins. Your face grew even redder. No, wait! It's not what you think. You've got to believe me, I haiku, if you will. Expects, I can't understand. A good man, a husband, sharing my body, bearing his child and suffering, and yet have no regrets. Otsu says. What? You raised a brown question. You don't get a man like that every era. It's normal for a woman to feel this way. So there's no need to be anxious. The elder woman shrugs. I'm not anxious, you growled, mixing the herbal liquid harder with the pestle. I believe the herbs are ground enough. Quite enough. In. Kojo stood near the pool, completely naked, as he glanced down at the pristine water. Good Lord, it was so cold in here that Kojo assumed it had to be 32 Fahrenheit in here, yet the water was crystal clear. In the far center of the pool was a life-size marble statue of a Buddha, and Kojo briefly wondered if Oimaru, I butchered that probably, was performed here. Taking a deep breath, the flame Hashira slowly sunk the tentative toe in and nearly flinched, but continued to sink deepen the surface. He quickly exhaled through his nose, feeling his body shiver intently, but he knew just how to get his body temper under control. Taking slow, deep breaths, Kojo closed his eyes and slipped into the light meditation stance while sitting crisscross with his hands in the Amijin Baru position. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if it's wrong. Abdadali was one of his specialities. After all, he was slowly beginning to manipulate his blood circulation throughout his body in order to keep his body temperature normal. Kojiro couldn't help but have a content smile that across his face. Only 10 minutes, and soon, Yin will be my wife. Time passed as you continued mindlessly watched the tea brew. All the while, your mind constantly kept thinking about Kojiro, wondering how he was doing. You hoped he was all right, as you then averted your eye-colored eyes towards the wooden clock on the wall. It was already been 8 minutes, with only 2 more to go. Don't worry, Yinjan, I'm sure Rengoku-san is fine. Otsu tried to reassure you. You absolutely believed her, but still, even if Kojiro is a strong swordsman, he's still human and could get sick. So of course you had every right to worry about your lover. You blush at the word lover, as flashbacks of a shirtless Kojiro kissing you again crossed your mind. The heat of the movement had you craving for more. The feeling of your nails sticking into the meat of his pectorals as he pressed himself against you. The way his warm yet wet tongue enters your mouth, allowing you to taste the warmth of his body is bloodening into a fabric of your kimono, making your toes curl and your body tingle with pleasure. The bizarre smell of orchid apples and hickory firewood still clouded your senses. It was Kojiro's smell, a wonderful combination of both sweetness and spice. Yin-chan, did you hear me? Otsu's voice snapped you out of your lewd daydream. Huh? I said the tea is ready. She pointed, making you quickly glance at the itari to see the kettle boiling over. Quickly you took the poker and removed the pot from the hook before setting it down on the wooden paddle. It's almost time for Rengoku to exit the water. I'll go prepare a room, the elder woman says before standing. You mean he's staying the night? You asked, dumbfounded. Of course, it's almost nighttime after all. But what about his third test? You couldn't help but ask. About that, I actually couldn't think of anything else. She gave you an awkward smile. But I'll think of something. There's no need to rush things. In the meantime, you should go get Rengoku and let him know he's passed his second test, she says, walking towards the door. Also, be sure to take him to the hot spring so he can take a nice warm bath, she adds. What? Why me? You stuttered, cheeks turning red. Because it's a woman's job to care for her sojin. Otsu teased before exiting the room, leaving you dumbfounded. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul, you thought inwardly, trying to rid yourself of every lewd thought as you poured the hot, green herbal tea into your cup. Just relax and don't look at him. You encouraged yourself before nervously making your way towards the room where Kyojuro was in. By the way, note, Goshujin means husband.